Hello. Welcome again to my audiovisual channel. My name is Gabriela Handal. I am a draftsman, and this is the third part of my artistic journey so far. Again, please tell me if you think of a better name than something automatically assigned by the Windows operating system, like My Pictures, My System, or whatever. Please help. Okay. This is the third and last part of the artistic journey I've been through so far with my work. And just a moment. This part is for work made after the New York Academy of Art. And it's not in chronological order. It's not all of the work that I've made. It's actually relatively old. I think the most recent one that I have to show you is some work that I made during the pandemic. And I think that's the most recent one. So like maybe 2020, I think. I have made work since then, but I didn't put it here. Anyway, the thing is that that's the kind of work that I'm going to show you. And, you know, thankfully, lots of this work has sold. And it has been in shows. And some of it sold after having been in very many shows. And after not selling in the shows and stuff. And I want to say something about that. And what I want to say about it is that if you want to sell your work, you have to show it. In order to show it, so, you know, like either post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on this, post on that, just post it somewhere. And it's also pretty helpful if you show it in galleries. Or if you just show it to your friends. Have an open studio. I have never done that part, the open studio part, but some guy that I don't remember on YouTube said that he started by having a yearly open studio. And I was like, this guy's a fucking genius. And it's like, that's a really bootleg garage kind of super cool way to show things and sell things very seriously under your terms. It's like all the money is yours, this type of stuff. It's like a really good idea. I don't remember the guy's name. If I can find the video again, I'm going to put it in the show notes for you to watch it. That's kind of the only useful thing that guy says. But anyway, anyway, the thing is that you show your work. And in order to show your work in galleries, you have to submit your work to the galleries, to the open calls. That's the same if you want to get a grant. It's the same thing if you want to, what else? Just, I mean, that type of stuff. If you want to get into a residency, you have to submit your work to a lot of open calls. And this is also something that I mentioned in the first part of this short series, which is, you know, of which this is the last part. If you complain that you just can't find anyone to submit your work, you're stupid, okay? The reason is the following. It's because there is an open call for everyone out there, okay? And also, like I said in the first part, some of them are discriminatory because some of them are just for women. And some of them are just for this kind of person. Some of them are just for people whose sexual orientation is a guy named Chet, okay? And it's discriminatory because the person with the sexual orientation for the guy whose name is Chet has that specific open call available to them. And they have available the open calls that are open to everyone because those obviously don't discriminate from other people. But then the people who are not into the guy named Chet has no access, is not allowed into the open call for people who only like Chet, okay? So then those are discriminatory, and it's like, you know what? It's a private show. They can do whatever the hell they want. Cool. It's still discriminatory, all right? But so what the other thing that I'm trying to get to is that if you're complaining about not having anywhere to show or that there's discrimination or some shit, you're obviously not doing your research. Like, again, I'm going to give you the same example that I gave you in the first video. Go to NYFA.org, NYFA.org. What was the path? I said it in the first video. NYFA.org. You go to opportunities, you hover over it, you don't have to click on it. Hover over it, you get a teeny tiny drop down window, and then you go to, where is it? Classifieds and then opportunities. I don't remember what it was. The thing is that at NYAA.org is that it's just one example out of many where you can look at open calls. They have open calls with submission fees, without submission fees, just for sculptors, for all visual arts, for people that look in a way, for people that like to have sex with other specific people of a way. I mean, it's like the amount of specificity is, you just cannot complain. It's like you cannot complain of any kind of discrimination. If you do, I am not impressed. You are not doing your research, and that's it. And that's another thing that I think I will take every opportunity that I can to complain about which to complain. Anyway, the thing is that if you want to show your work, that's what you have to do. You have to submit 2 things. And if you're really organized, which, nice work, by the way, you know, you find galleries either by submitting to their open calls, you form your relationship with the gallery, and it's like, I can't be like, this is how you do it, because I haven't done that. Like, I don't actually know if I want to be represented by a gallery. I don't actually know if I want to work on a solo show. Like, I don't know if I want those things, so I can't tell you that I've done it. But if you're really organized and you just submit your work to stuff and to galleries, you can do it. And if you haven't, stop whining and find a way to do it. Via submitting work to things. There's open calls for solo shows. Also on NYAA.org, that's just one example. There's Cafe, and I don't remember the other ones. Anyway, stop whining and start looking for stuff. You're wasting time by whining. So, okay, let's talk about the work that I made after the Academy. The work changed, of course, which is the point of this short series, because I think that's interesting. It's not in chronological order. Because I don't remember. It might be, if I signed the work, it might be written on there somewhere. Although for whatever reason I stopped signing my work, and then I've been trying to get used to sign it again, because I think that's going to be helpful for the future people that look at the work. It's like, who made this? Oh, Gabriela Handal did. Yes, that is her signature. It is on the painting somewhere, drawing somewhere. Okay. Okay, so let's start. Just please remember, this is not in chronological order. I will tell you which are the most recent ones, which is the 2 ones that I made around the time the pandemic started, and then those are the most recent ones of this selection. All right, so let's change the screen. Just a moment, please. Let me put myself up here, and there it is. Okay. This drawing is called Dancer. It's sold because it's lovely. I don't remember the name of the ballet dancer whose photograph I referenced, or the photographer. In Instagram, I always, like every time when I posted a progress shot or the finished work, they are both tagged. That should still be there. The hair is obviously invented from imagination. Nobody has hair like that. It's Alphonse Mucha influenced, if you can't tell. And her neck in the drawing is not much longer than the neck in the reference, which is pretty cool. And because, this is common with ballet dancers, that they have very long necks and they have these limbs like that because they're constantly working on this elongation. So that happens, and it's pretty fucking cool. If you look at Maria Koreva, which I mentioned in a recent artwork versus reference video, she's from the Vaganova School of Ballet, so it's like they're notorious with these necks, right? And it's just amazing. And anyway, yes, so I like this drawing a lot. It is a pleasure to look at. A lot of the reference of the images that I'm showing you are from pictures, or not scans, because I just didn't have a scanner at the time, and I didn't have the Academy's scanner, which is a lovely big, I think, Epson scanner, just readily available to me. Like I have my desk one now, which is a smaller one, but it's still Epson and it's still nice. But yeah, this is a picture of this drawing. Here's a close-up of this lovely Mucha-influenced hair. Alphonse Mucha, I don't fucking know. And just look at these clavicles. Look at this clavicle to deltoid here, just lovely. And these 2 sternal heads of sternocleidomastoid, the other clavicle, first rib. What first rib? No, that's second rib. You know, a chromium process here, just lovely, just lovely. Okay, that's a drawing after the academy. Here comes another self-portrait. Let me open it, please, just a moment. For the other one, I had everything open already. That probably should have done that here too, but well. Okay, this is a self-portrait. Again, top lit. This one's titled Enchanted Bust. This sold. I'm pretty sure I don't have this drawing. So one thing that I really greatly, so okay, the hair is again from Imagination. This one's even more Alphonse Mucha inspired, or more obviously Alphonse Mucha inspired. One thing that I really like about the top lit portrait, it's like not just the way the sockets are lit in such a curious way, but how sometimes the eyes themselves just look black. I think that is really fucking cool. So then I did that very thing in this drawing. I took the pictures myself in our bathroom, and I'm not even sure. Anyway, I don't think that's necessarily relevant. But yes, this is a post-academy drawing. The background I did with synthetic bristle brush, which is what I tend to, I do it pretty often because it's just faster and I clearly don't want to deal with the background. And then, so yeah, I'll use a brush, and then if I want to soften it more, then I'll finish off the background with pencil. I made a video about making shadows with a soft bristle brush. I will put a card up for that. Okay, next drawing. Post-academy. Another long neck drawing, but this time it's a man. This one's from Imagination. Let me just open it. Just give me a minute. From Imagination. I don't remember if I actually used a reference at some point. This one's tiny, and the previous one is tiny too. It's like 4 by 4 inches or something. It's from Imagination, and yes, a long neck man with a mohawk, because I just think mohawks are cool, except when you look at them directly from the front, they look weird and silly, I think, from the front, but profile, very cool. Yes, this, socket to zygomatic to then masseter relationship is just great, and it's very so like if the person has a teeny tiny little bit of leanness, you can see that pretty clearly. It's pretty commonly visible in guys. There's like this fantastic thick ribbon of muscle for sternocleidomastoid, and you have your trapezius back here, and often there's like a gap. There's a gap between the two, and then there's some muscles that you can see there. I don't remember what they're called. Splenius capitis, splenius something something. I don't remember the names right now. And this Adam's apple. Adam's apples are great. They, they're so masculine and virile. It's pretty great. And yes, this is from Imagination. And I probably did look at an anatomy book or something so that I could get some information that I wanted to be able to see. Because, I don't think that a profile, anyone looks like this in profile, but maybe, I don't know. But I wanted to see, because, like this separation of the two sternocleidomastoid heads, I'm not sure that you can necessarily see that in profile, but I was like, I want to fucking see it now. So I fucking put it there. It's pretty cool. Okay, next drawing. Like, again, these are not in chronological order. I don't know what happened. I don't know how long they took. But I used to be pretty productive, much more productive than I am now somehow, even though I was doing all kinds of work modeling and TAing, and I don't fucking know how I did it. Doesn't matter. The thing is that these drawings are cool, and I'm showing them to you because I like them. Okay, one drawing that I made of Miller Jovovich here. This is a mixture of pictures of her. I don't think she's necessarily specifically ever had this hair, but it is kind of her hair. It's like around after... I think she had a very similar hair for a mango campaign that she did. Not sure. But I didn't look at pictures of that campaign because I actually didn't like how it looked. It was very flat and weird on her. The way that they styled it, I didn't like it. It was too flat and it wasn't flattering for her. But this is poofy comparatively. And anyway, the thing is that it's kind of from imagination. I took a bunch of pictures of her and took different things of the different pictures and then drew this. This one is like about 6 by 6. And it sold as well. It sold at a Miami fair or some fair, I think. I remember which one. It's graphite on Stonehenge paper. I like this drawing quite a lot. Is this a scan? I'm not sure. But it's a pretty cool drawing. It's like, look at those big old Mila Jovovich teeth. She's awesome. Around that time particularly. That's like, what era was that? I'm going to say, actually a little, sometime after Fifth Element, because I quite liked the kind of modeling she did around that time, you know, Fifth Element and a lot of the work that she did with Peter Lindbergh and around the time of The Messenger, you know, Luc Besson, like this type of stuff. Okay, next drawing. This one is the only drawing that I've made on Mylar. I have not used Mylar ever since this one drawing because I fucking hated it. Did not like the plastic surface of it. I put this because, you know, Mylar is see-through, so this looks gray because it's on gray Stonehenge paper. I mean, I think it's Legion, not Stonehenge, although Stonehenge is part of Legion. I don't really know how that works, but anyway. This is also a Mila Jovovich reference. And this is the other drawing for which I used that reference photograph that I showed you in the reference versus artwork, the most recent one. I'm going to put a card for that. The shoulder, well, this part of the neck is heavily referencing that same person that I showed you there. It's like, he just has this monster area, and I really liked it, and I exaggerated it here. I mean, I didn't exaggerate it, I referenced it just relatively straightforward. But yeah, so the reference photograph for the portrait for this one is Mila Jovovich by Peter Lindbergh, where she has like this kind of flapper girl 20s type situation going. Her eyebrows are drawn on, and she has really short hair. She has like the finger waves, and she just, I mean, how could one not? And so I didn't strictly copy the portrait, but I referenced it, you know. It's like, this is mostly her mouth, and the eyes, they're not copied, but they're still kind of, you know, something there. Okay, next drawing. Just give me a minute. Okay, I don't remember what reference this was, but this is called Round Eyes, and it also sold, and I like this drawing a lot because I love the way the character is looking, is like staring at the viewer, you know, at me. It's just, you know, in combination with kind of like this ferrety big nose and the mouth that is not frowny, it's kind of relaxed and a little bit smiley, you know. It reminds me a little bit of David Duchovny's mouth, even though there's no reference to him at all. In the drawing, I mean, I wasn't looking at a picture of him or anything. I was just looking at this one girl, and I wanted to kind of stretch her face out and do stuff, and then it was weird, and so then I did keep some of the stretching around, but mostly kind of as an upside-down triangle, sort of. But it's still somehow, I don't know, I find it very pleasing to look at, and the paper is very grainy. I had to do, to be able to, because this one is a scan, I had to scan it one way and then the other way. This is a method that I learned from Dory Wynot, who I had on my podcast, when she uses toothy paper. And so you scan it the right way up, the drawing, and then the, you know, upside down. And then you overlap them in your image manipulation software, with one of them a little translucent versus the other one, or like both are a little bit translucent, both of the scans. And so like then you're able to still see the texture of, you know, the tooth of the paper, but then the drawing looks more like life, like it does in real life. So then that's how I scanned this one, which is pretty cool. Because I think I'll talk about that another time, not now, but like dealing with texture in your drawing. This is another self-portrait, which I did a lot of. Also after graduating from the academy. This one was done Alright, just give me a minute. Oh, it's a TIFF. Never mind. I just won't show you this one. Forget it. Because it's a TIFF. I don't know why Firefox can't open it. Anyway, this one is called Self-Portrait as a Banshee, and I like this portrait a lot. It's another top-lit self-portrait, and for a little while I thought I would do self-portrait as this, self-portrait as that. You know, like this goddess or that goddess or whatever, and I like this drawing a lot. I used graphite over Legion paper, over gray Legion paper. There's no like white charcoal or any white pencil in there. The lightest lights are just untouched gray paper, and then everything else has a degree of graphite on there because that's how you do that. Yes, I like this drawing quite a lot. I worked from a photograph that I took of myself in our bathroom, the self-portrait as a banshee. And this sold after being in several shows, which is cool. And well, there's of course the frowning musculature here, which is a little bit exaggerated on this part. This is a scan, it's fucking gigantic. Like these two, they look like tree branches kind of. And there's more kind of natural information down here because it's visible on me in that position with that lighting, which is the stuff that happens out here around the nodes of the lips. You know, there's kind of very shallow grooves happening here, and then it goes up to what I'm pretty sure is some kind of very shallow acne scarring, and it just looks weird and cool. So, and the other thing that I did in this drawing is what I was talking about in the Enchanted Bust previous drawing, which is also top lit, and the eyes are also black. And I did it here also because that's what that's what I wanted to fucking do. And so this drawing is like, so, you know, banshees are supposed to like announce an upcoming death of a loved one or whatever. And so I picture this banshee like just before she makes her announcement, which is via screaming in your face or something. Not in your face. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think you just hear the scream. I don't remember how it goes. But I picture this banshee kind of looking for you. And then she looks at you this way like in the drawing. And she's getting ready right before she opens her mouth and just wails in your face in a terrifying way. And I just am, you know, I like it a lot. I'm amused by that whole little narrative there. That's what the drawing makes me think of. Okay, next drawing. This one is Self-Portrait as Baphomet. Let me open it. Just give me a minute. Okay, Self-Portrait as Baphomet. My husband owns this drawing. I gave it to him. Because it's certainly, you know, it's not just a portrait. It's a figure, you know, she's somewhere. There's two moons. There's like an environment upon which she is, within which the character is, you know. So he likes this drawing, how it displays the ability that I don't often portray in work, to do all that stuff, because there's also all kinds of textures. There's like the fur on her goat legs, there's like feathers on her wings, there's fabric, there's like she's sitting on this sphere of something on top of a rock, and there's some kind of celestial event because there's two moons here, you know. Anyway, the thing is that this drawing is a delight as well. I used reference for, you know, I referenced myself for the pose, and I looked at all kinds of different things for the wings. I don't remember what I referenced for the goat legs. Anyway, this drawing is just great. It's 9x12, graphite also on Legion paper. And again, my husband owns this drawing. Yes. Okay. This drawing is of about, I think, around the same time as Self-Portrait as a Banshee, or, you know, after Self-Portrait as a Banshee and Self-Portrait as Baphomet. I was showing at the time at Last Rites in Manhattan, because, you know, they had like this whole gothy, creepy thing about them, or, you know, Last Rites, and then they had Paul Booth, which was more quote-unquote modern or whatever, but the vibe of the place itself was kind of gothy type stuff, just right up my alley. Anyway, this drawing also, so Self-Portrait as a Banshee, Self-Portrait as Baphomet, and this one, they all showed at Last Rites. This one is titled Sister. This one is graphite on Stonehenge paper, which is this ochre color. This I met this lady modeling somewhere, and I don't think she saw this ever, and I don't know if she would have liked it, but she just had these features about, I mean, she's a lovely lady, but she just had these features, and I was like, wow, she's cool looking. And she's just, and, you know, in my drawing, I don't quite remember what I was trying to do, other than I wanted her to have black eyes and just like all of these sockets and kind of. So one of the other things that I remember about this drawing that really annoys me is that in that very same show there was another painting called Sister, and I was like, that is so annoying, because mine is obviously cooler. But anyway, this drawing is also not available. Okay, next drawing. These are the two that I made around the time of the pandemic, and they sold also during the pandemic, which is crazy. And at the beginning of it, no less. This one and the next one did. They both went to Faroe Island. Islands? I don't remember. Anyway. It's a ping. Shit. Never mind. Forget it. You can't see it. Oops. Next one. Around the same time as that, well, the first Milo Jovovich I showed you. Just give me a minute. Okay, this drawing is also, it's like the same size and the format as that one. My reference for this one was a lady named Luba Hegre. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, but she has a fucking amazing jaw. And this is just a picture that I don't remember the name of the guy that took it, but then I was like, look at this face, I must draw it, and I drew it, and the drawing sold because look at it. It doesn't look exactly like her because I wanted to do certain other things. I don't remember exactly what I changed. I think the nose is pretty much the same, but there was something else with the mouth. And she kind of has like a sweeter facial expression, like a softer facial expression, even though she's doing this thing with her eyes in the reference. But yes. And all right, last drawing is also, it also used Milo Jovovich as a reference, but it doesn't look like her. And it's also a whole figure drawing, even though it's small. It's about 6x6, like the Luba Hegre just one, and just now, and the first Milo Jovovich one that I showed you. This is titled Vignette. It's also from a photograph shoot that she did with Peter Lindbergh, Milo Jovovich, and so it's you know, it's very similar to, where is it? This one. I don't know if it's from the same shoot, but, you know, she has the same finger waves on her hair. And the same drawn eyebrows. But she has like this weird pretzel pose, and she makes like this diagonal shape across the picture plane, and I thought that was cool. And, you know, I made this long ass neck, and I don't know if I've specifically talked about this. I mean to talk about the long necks that I like to draw sometimes, but it's like when you're, you know, there's a rhythm in the curves and counter curves and concaves and convexes of the body, and you can play with that obviously as long as you kind of make that rhythm still be there, you know. And anyway, that's what I tried to do in this drawing, which also sold. What a cool little portrait. So yeah, this one's like 6x6, just like this one and just like this one, and it also sold, and that's cool, and it makes me feel good about my damn self. All right, so that is work after the academy, and then that's gonna be it for that today. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. If you want to see even more recent work, go to my Instagram or my website. Well, yes. And, you know, buy the work, because that also supports my channel, just like liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. And just tell me what you think. Let me know what you think, you know, if you went to school or to the academy, how do you feel after having gone? Make sure that you make work, please. I remember after having graduated, I was like, oh my God, you know, I was feeling kind of a little depressed and stuff, which is common, it's normal. But then I was like, I have to make work in my new studio, which is my living room. And so I did, and then that was very helpful. Also, when my second year at the academy, and I should have mentioned this in the previous video, while I was studying, in the second year, my studio was kind of messy when I moved to the studio, and then I was just like, you know, I'm feeling kind of shitty, depressed, and it's like I have to make work in the studio. So I did, and it was awesome. So then, stop whining and make some work in your, wherever you make your work. Just make some work and stop complaining. Thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic day.